episode of Stephanie's Crochet Corner. I'm Stephanie. Last week I was talking to you about some amigurumi that a customer wanted me to make, cinnamon roll and komori. So I finished cinnamon roll and she turned out really, really cute. Decided to do white for the icing part and pink. It's hard to see on the camera. It's the pink blush on the face. So I think she turned out adorable. The cinnamon roll's a little wobbly, but that's just how I sewed it on. And she doesn't sit very flat. She kind of leans forward, but that's okay. I think it's just where I place the legs. Not every amigurumi is perfect, and that's what makes them so special. The next one that she asked me to make is komori. So this pattern on Pinterest is a free pattern, and it's pretty simple to understand. There were a couple of miscalculations in some of the stitches, I think, stitch count. I don't have her done yet, but she wants black. And this is the body so far. So the little feet are crocheted and then switched over to the white. Arms are separate, sewn on after the fact. Then the head will go on, and she has a hat that she'll have with some ears and a dress that has to be made still, but she has a tail that matches, and this is her tail. So it looks kind of like a little spade. It will be sewn on the back, but it's kind of limp. So I went to Dollar Tree and I got some tight cleaners that I'm going to feed into here, and I'm hoping they'll fit, but that way it'll be more pliable, bendable. So that's that. But I'm not making one. I think I did multiples of just about everything. I didn't make any multiples of the cinnamon roll. My son's girlfriend loves purple, and he wants to make one for her, but I needed some help with this pattern because I wasn't understanding how to start with the feet. I couldn't see the stitches either, so switched over to the purple, and she'll have a purple dress and a purple hat. She also has a purple tail to match. Isn't that cute? So I think this pattern called for like a 2-weight yarn. This is Premier Parfait Chunky, the 6-weight yarn. She's turning out bigger than what I was expecting. The body looks pretty proportionate, looks pretty good, but I'm working on the head. I haven't made one. I haven't finished one. In the process of working on one. This is the head so far. Is that not big? Oh my gosh, look how big that head is. She's definitely a good size head. It's going to be interesting to see how that fits. I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, she'll have a couple more rounds to round off the edge. I think the neck's a little bit funky, but hopefully it'll look right, all put together. Last time I made a animal that I didn't feel the neck was appropriate, I added more, and then the head was like, I had to sew the head down. So sometimes no neck is a good thing. I don't know if you can see. This is my stitch markers. So in Amigurumi, if you use an alternating thread or yarn, you can place it inside your stitches. So when you get to the end of a round, you'll know you got to the end of the round, and if your stitch count's right or not, you can pull it back. which I've had to do several times because my stitch counts are off, and I count and I'm right, and I go through the stitches and I'm wrong. Part of Amigurumi, part of it is the thread or the yarn, hard to see your stitches. The white is pretty good as far as stitch goes, but when you do like decreases, they pull together, and that's kind of hard to see where the next stitch is behind it. But if you mess up, you can always just do a quick little increase just to get your stitch count right for the next round if you don't want to frog it back. It doesn't change the shape of the structure too much. If you did multiple increases in a row, then it would like jog out, but it doesn't change the structure too much, especially of a head like this. Now, I will say this pattern was kind of weird because typically if you do increases or decreases, you'll like do your single crochets and then your decreases, or your single crochets and then your increases. And this pattern is having me do like so many single crochets and then the decrease, or so many single crochets and then the increase. So it's like a couple of single crochets and decrease and a couple single crochets. And that's kind of hard to count. So like when it's like that, I've been doing like 1, 2, the decrease is counted as 3, 4, and 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If that makes sense. That way I can keep track of, okay, I just did 2 singles. Now I'm starting with 2 singles and I'm not going into another decrease after a single. So that's kind of what I'm doing on that. But this is just a leftover cotton acrylic blend yarn that I had used for some sunflower pot holders, not pot holders, because you don't want to use acrylic for pot holders, just some coasters that just water drinking coasters, because you don't want to do hot with acrylic, it'll melt. But it's just something that's not fuzzy, that's going to shed or anything like that, especially on the white yarn. You don't want to have something that's going to discolor the yarn by having a little bit of shedding. So again, I'm using the Parfait Chunky, the Premier Parfait Chunky. It's a 6 bulky, super bulky weight. It is white, and I am using this purple, which is eggplant. It's going to be the main body of the dress. The character has some bows and some like a skull on her hat and stuff like that. And for the purple one, I'm going to do a lavender lilac color. Again, it's Premier Parfait Chunky, and those two are going to go together. I think that's a good contrast. I'm not sure if I should do the lilac, because the dress is going to be all purple, and then there's supposed to be a trim work of white in the pattern, but I'm thinking about doing lilac to give it a little connection to the bows. That way it matches a little bit better. But that's going to be on the purple Kuromi. On the other one, she's going to have a black dress, and I'm going to do pink, cotton candy is the color, for the bows and the skull. And then maybe I might do the pink around the dress as well. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do on that. But last time when we were talking about cinnamon roll, we were talking about the blue, and the blue is azure, and that's what I did for her eyes and mouth. So the azure color. And again, it's all Premier Parfait Chunky. It's been okay to work with. I mean, you do have some shedding of the yarn, which stinks, but hey, extra stuffing, right? So, trying to think if that's all for that. I'm hoping to get them done today, which will be Thursday last week. I go back to work tonight, so I'm hoping to get them done, but if not, that's okay. I'm told her that they should be ready by next week. So we'll see about that. I'll try to remember to record my finished project. So anyways, I think that that's all that I have to talk about for the amigurumis. If you guys have any ideas on ways that I can keep track of my stitch count a little bit better, my row count, I have a crochet hook that I've used that has the stitch counter and row counter in, but the hook tip broke. It was a smaller hook. It has multiple hooks. It's one of those that from Amazon, but the smaller, I think it was like a 2.5 millimeter. When I was making my pig, the hook snapped off, and so I don't pick that one up very often. But I need an idea to how to keep count better on like when my decreases are and when my increases are, because I've been having to frog her back a lot. And this is like I said, a huge head. So I've got to make another one. And then the hat and everything to go with it. So she still has a little ways to go. But the littles are in school, so hopefully I can get some stuff done today. All right, well, again, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.